28 minutes before the top of the hour, former New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani and former UN Ambassador John Bolton rumored to be on President-elect Donald Trump's shortlist for Secretary of State. And both could face hurdles getting past the Senate, perhaps. Someone else on the list? Tennessee Senator Bob Corker. He's chairman of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee and joins us right now. Senator, welcome. There's no doubt about it. You've seemed to have hit it off along this entire process with Donald Trump. How important is it for you to be in that mix?
Oh, look, President-elect Trump will make those decisions with people around him, and I think the likely role I'm going to play in this is chairing the Senate Foreign Relations Committee and you know, having hearings with his nominee. But look, it's nice to be mentioned in the mix, but it's certainly their decision to make.
How valuable have your years as Foreign Relations Chairman been, should you get this job? What are some of the things you have learned being out and about with that prestigious job that maybe you wouldn't have even known how valuable it is until you got it?
Yeah, look, I had no idea. I came on the committee as a guy who used to build shopping centers around our country and was the mayor of a city 10 years ago, and really threw myself into the job to broaden myself as a U.S. Senator. Obviously, I've traveled the world extensively all day long. I meet with leaders who come in from other countries and am dealing with issues that our country faces relative to our national interests, and it's been invaluable. But again, there are so many people that someone like President Trump will have to choose from. Again, it's nice to be discussed and to be in the mix possibly, but there are a lot of people that have developed expertise around foreign policy that I know he can choose from.
And of course, there's a whole thing about the confirmation too. He or she might be the best candidate, but is there a thing in their past jobs that could stop them? Senator Rand Paul thinks there's a problem when they go to do in front of committee. And let's listen to what he said about Ambassador Bolton and Mayor Rudy Giuliani.
Okay.
John Bolton's totally unfit to be Secretary of State, and I hope that the Trump administration will say, you know what, he does not represent what Donald Trump represents, which is change, and which is the understanding the Iraq War was a mistake, and that regime change in the Middle East has been a mistake. I think Giuliani shares most of John Bolton's statements towards Iran, towards the Iraq War. I'd say it's a stiff uphill climb for me with Giuliani. I know Bob Corker well. He's not in exactly the same place as I am on foreign policy, but I would call him a realist. I would call him a reasonable person. Corker would be way better than either Giuliani or Bolton.
So Rand Paul's in your corner. Do you have the same reservations about Rudy Giuliani and Ambassador Bolton as he does?
Well, first of all, I really appreciate Rand's kind comments toward me. I really do. Look, because it's the likely role that I'm going to play here as chairman of the Foreign Relations Committee during these hearings to really begin handicapping people who may be nominated until someone is nominated, I hope you'll respect it's just not the proper place for me to be.
Understood. Lastly, Governor Haley of South Carolina, considered a political superstar, is also being interviewed for Secretary of State. How hard would it be for her to have the international context that you have, should she get that job?
Well, again, I do think, again, I don't want to handicap anyone. She is a star, and I know her, and she's someone that certainly has a bright future. Again, I just don't want to handicap on other people. I will say that, look, the world is very complex. We're at a time when we're at a time when really there's more conflict that is not state on state necessarily in every case, and I think anyone who cares deeply about our country would relish the opportunity to pursue our national interest around the world. And as you know, whoever ends up being Secretary of State, their job, if they perform it successfully, helps keep our men and women in uniform that we respect and love so much from being out on the battlefield. So, or at least lessens the opportunity for that to occur. So, look, it's a big job. It's an important job. And, you know, if you look back, President Obama really didn't put his national security team in place until December the 1st. So there's a lot of water that's going to go under the bridge here, and I look forward to playing a role in this in whatever capacity.
He's chairman of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, and he's one of the finalists to be Secretary of State with the Trump administration. Senator, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you.